This is Atlanta. A track unlike any other. A place where dreams are realized or hopes are shattered.
Every moment here matters. Every second, the difference between glory or disaster.
Heat and speed collide at 200 miles an hour as drivers take on ATO for the second time this year. Today, there can be only one winner. So for whom will the crowds cheer? And who will stand above the rest? Stay right here and we'll get you ready for it all next.
He's winning the championship. Gordon got loose in Torbe.
Hey race fans, happy race day here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The second race at Atlanta for the 2021 season and the final race in this track configuration before it is repaved for the 2022 season. It's going to be a fun day here at Atlanta, and the NASCAR Cup Series is ready to go green in just a couple of hours. Welcome to Victory Lane. I am Alex Weaver, and right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the green flag is going to drop with Chase Elliott on the pole. But first, we have a ton in store on the pre-race show. We're going to be joined by reigning Atlanta winner Ryan Blaney. We'll have the driver of the number 21 Quaker State Ford Mustang, Matt DiBenedetto, and we'll also be announcing the winner of the Custom Trucks giveaway. But first, to get things kicked off, Alan Cavanna is in the garage for a little race day hype. Alan, what's going on in the Cup garage?
Alex, it's awesome to be here. Another busy pre-race scene. Good news and bad news for these teams, right? This is the second time we've been back to a track this year. That's good news. They have a little notebook. They know what to deal with. The bad news, just trying to figure out what the weather's going to do. If these clouds stick around, how hot the temperature gets, that's really going to affect the handling of these race cars. That's the scene going on here in the garage. We got a great show coming up. Looking forward to it, Alex.
Thanks, Alan. Let's get you up to speed on the news from this week. The number 14 crew chief, John Klossmeyer, is suspended for a loose lug nut violation at Road America. Local favorite driver number 9, Chase Elliott, will be starting on the pole. The Georgia fans have to be excited about that one. And I did mention at the top of the show that this is the final race on this track configuration for Atlanta. The track will be reprofiled for the 2022 season. Now Alan has caught up with Matt DiBenedetto to get his thoughts on the reprofiling and his expectations for today's race.
Thanks, Alex. And they should be good expectations for Matt DiBenedetto today. Just a few months ago, you finished 11th here. How much has changed with you and the team since then, though?
Quite a bit, to be honest with you. But, yeah, we've ran good at Atlanta. We've always had fast race cars, so excited about that. We were up in the top 5, top 10 a lot, finished 11th. But we have a new crew chief on the box, obviously, with Jonathan Hassler. We've worked together a few weeks now. And, man, I've talked about it a lot, but our team – I feel like for the first time is really clicking to a whole nother level. And we've been executing. Road America was a great race, and we have a heck of a good vibe going over at the Wood Brothers. I like it.
That's awesome. Good expectations. So much talk about the surface this week. We'll talk about the future later, but tell me about the now. What is it the drivers like, or what is the difficulty of the Atlanta surface now?
Like isn't the word. Love is the right word for this place and the surface, and I hate to see it go, but we'll focus on the good of it, which is we love racing the surface because it gives it character. When these places age, it gets so much character. We can run from the bottom to the top. You're searching for grip. You're splitting seams. The tire fall-off's huge. We run 2 laps under green and we're pitting. You know, that's the stuff that we love as drivers behind the wheel. So it just makes for a very unique race full of character.
I can't do a Matty D interview without looking toward the future because people want to know, what are you going to do next year? I know there may not always be an answer, but how do you run with that pressure each week, wondering about next year?
Well, you know, I don't know it, and I don't have the answers, and I don't know the future. There's only one man upstairs that does, and I don't. So I have to, you know, I just have to focus on my job, doing the best I possibly can, and the positives, which is knowing that we really, as I said, are finally clicking as a team, and we're finding speed, and we're getting better. And I feel like now we're in a position to go out there and execute and win. And that's all I can do is focus on trying to win and do the best job I can for our race team. And I know, and I'm confident in myself, that I can make any race team better, and that's my job. And we had a struggle start to the year. It happens. Heck, I talk about, man, we've had terrible luck, but then you look at Eric Almirola, and I'm like, but not as bad as him. You know, it can happen to anybody, but I really feel like we're getting on the right track, and it's going to dictate the future, and I think good things will come.
A lot of positive vibes with the 21 car today. He starts 12th. Matty D does. Alex, back to you.
Thanks, Alan. I made my way down here to the fan zone outside of the Speedway. I wanted to see what the fans were up to, getting ready for some NASCAR Cup Series action later this afternoon. And we're going to go check it out because they look like they're having a lot of fun. Plenty of things to do out here for fans of all ages. We've got remote control cars, video games, and a far out toy section, complete with toy cars and tracks, which you can find at your local Walmart. I recently caught up with Walmart's Diana Marshall to talk about a new initiative they have for race fans.
Thanks, Alex. Really excited to be here. And this has been such a great opportunity for us to connect with our customers and to support an exciting event in the racing community. We have really enjoyed the past 3 years, and we're looking forward to this year's event.
Well, we're very excited about the Quaker State 400 taking place at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the first time. How does Walmart feel about this brand new location in the ATL?
We are really excited to join our customers and NASCAR fans in Atlanta. Many well-known drivers have competed here, and it's sure to be a great event, I'm certain.
Well, 2020 was quite a year for everybody. I know Walmart was no different. After seeing many things more virtual over the last year, it's exciting to have fans back in the stands. So is Walmart starting to see more activity in the store as a result of these lifted restrictions?
Yes, our goal is to be extremely flexible and to be able to serve customers any way they want. And last year, there was such a shift of people away from shopping in stores to wanting to have deliveries at home. And I think what we're seeing this year is really a balance between at-home deliveries, shopping in store, and pickup as people get back out and whatever is most convenient for them.
Well, speaking of online pickup and delivery, I understand the campers at Atlanta Motor Speedway will be able to order online, have their items delivered directly to an area at the track, and stored in refrigerated vans to pick up throughout the race weekend. Is this a new service that we can expect to see Walmart offer at other events in the future?
Well, we are excited to offer this one-of-a-kind experience to fans at the Speedway this year. We've coordinated with the team at Atlanta Motor Speedway to bring our grocery pickup service to fans at the event during race week. Fans can place their order on their Walmart app and choose the NASCAR Quaker 400 pickup point as their pickup location. And the best part is, it's free. It is the first time we've partnered with a major special event to do this, so we're excited to learn from the experience and see how everyone likes it.
Man, that's awesome. I hope fans take advantage of that. Diana, I'll give you my location later on to make sure I can get some Walmart pickup as well. What do you want to tell race fans about Walmart's commitment to meet the needs of customers both in-store and digitally?
Well, I would say after being closed during the pandemic to keep our customers and associates safe in the auto care centers, we are back up and running. And I'd really love to encourage you to come by and check out our newly enhanced customer experience that makes buying and installing tires easier than ever. And our synthetic oil changes are on rollback right now. So it's the perfect time to get your car in your own tip-top shape for the second half of summer.
Well, Diana, we appreciate you joining us. We're really excited for the race on Sunday. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our race fans?
Yes, Alex, I'd like to just say thank you to our customers for continuing to shop with us. We appreciate your business, and I'm excited to see fans back at the racetrack this weekend. And I know it's going to be a great race. Remember, if you're not first, you're last. So best of luck to all the drivers.
Absolutely. All right, now it's time to announce the winners of the Tommy Pike Custom Truck Sweepstakes.
This can't be real.
You got a 1965 Chevrolet C10 coming your way.
That is fantastic.
In a million years, I would have never thought would have happened.
You're the grand prize winner of a 2021 custom Silverado pickup truck.
That's unreal. Oh,
This is amazing.
Congrats to Tom and Josh on your brand new trucks. And fans, don't forget, we will have reigning Atlanta winner Ryan Blaney coming up later in the show. But now let's get into a little backseat. We asked you guys at home to vote for your most memorable Atlanta Motor Speedway moment, and 62% of you went with the 2001 Kevin Harvick edges out Jeff Gordon for the win after Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s passing. Alan, are you surprised that this is the most memorable moment?
I'm really not surprised. This track's been around for about 60 years, but think about that. That was like a movie, right? I mean, that was a rookie Kevin Harvick in Dale Earnhardt's car, and he did it beating Jeff Gordon. You couldn't write a better script, and we saw it happen right here at the track.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that your most memorable from Atlanta?
Not for me. Look, I'm a Rusty Wallace guy, a 90s kid. 1993, Rusty wins the race, Dale Earnhardt wins the championship, and then they both do a victory lap backwards honoring Davey Allison and Alan Kowicki. That was the most memorable moment for me.
Yeah, absolutely a good one. Well, there's been a lot of drivers that have raced here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, a lot of memorable moments, but who is the best driver at all time at this track?
Ooh, look, when I think Atlanta, I still think back to that 18 green car, Bobby Labonte. I know there are some others, maybe Dale Sr. you're going to pick?
Yeah, I'm going with the black and white number 3. It's hard to pick against a guy who has 9 wins at a racetrack, so Dale Sr.'s my pick.
Absolutely, the man in black.
Well, a lot of debates on NASCAR's channel. Make sure and tune in to Backseat Drivers every Monday on NASCAR's YouTube. You might see this guy join us, too.
Hope so.
Yeah, well, the 1992 championship race was one that fans will always remember, and we had America's crew chief Larry McReynolds revisit that race right here at Atlanta.
6 drivers eligible to win the championship depending upon what happens in the next 328 laps.
The whole weekend was interesting. You know, we would come in here and we would have a number of practice sessions. And I knew after qualifying in early Saturday morning, we probably did not have the car to win this race. And I felt like to win the championship, you were going to have to win this race. So we started trying to play mind games with the competition. That second practice, when we probably should have been out here making practice laps, we left it covered up and hung out at the hauler just trying to see if we could play mind games with Bill Elliott and his team and Alan Quaker and his team. But I just knew we brought the wrong car here and we were not going to be able to fix it with more practice and more changes. We were pretty much locked in.
The green flag waves and the Hooters 500 is underway.
But on Sunday, very eventful early part of the race. Remember, Jeff Gordon's first race in the Cup Series. He had some damage. They worked on the damage, but they left a roll of duct tape on the deck lid. When Jeff left pit road, that roll of duct tape flew off and went through the nose of our 28 car.
We see it's got some damage on the left front of that car. Something's hit the left front.
So we actually had to make multiple pit stops early in the race to repair the damage to the nose.
Watching Joey Knuckles as he is trying to bend some of that front air dam away.
But with all of that said, the way we were running exactly where we needed to run. We'd already led a lap. That was 5 points. Now we only had to finish 7th or better, and that's exactly where we were running. And I just remember right here, this is about where we were pitting, and I remember seeing them come off turn 4. Ernie Irvin, who was driving the 4, cut a tire down and spun, and there just was nowhere for Davey to go.
Oh, look crash! Out. Davey Allison is in the crash, Bob.
And he hit the inside wall right about this area right here. Car was destroyed. But I told the guys, we're going to fix this race car. Yeah, the championship's gone, but we're going to finish this season, not finish it loading it in the hauler. We're going to finish it on this racetrack. We spent probably 50, 75 laps repairing that car. And I remember when we sent Davey back out, and he rode around the bottom of the racetrack about half speed, and I said, you know what, the season we've been through and the season we've had, this is actually a very fitting end to our season.
Davey Allison goes back out onto the racetrack.
I was so dejected because I felt like we had let Davey Allison down. It's the championship that might have been. And of course, we left here still very pumped up. We had the 93 season coming, but who would ever believe that 7 or 8 months later we would lose Davey Allison. So yeah, that race will always sting for many reasons, but it was the opportunity that we could have put in record books to show Davey Allison was a Cup Series champion. But Davey never looked over his shoulder. He was always proud of what he accomplished. He was proud of what he stood for. Being in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, it's about your numbers, but it's about contributions to the sport. And even though it was a short-lived career, nobody did more for their fans and for the sport of NASCAR than Davey Allison did.
That 1992 championship race will forever be ingrained in the history books here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And if you just didn't get enough of that classic race, Steve Letarte sat down to do a reverse episode, so check that out on NASCAR's YouTube channel. Now for more Larry Mack, he caught up with the driver of the 21 Quaker State Ford Mustang, Matt DiBenedetto, to get an inside look at driver number 21.
So how did you do when you first started racing?
My parents were like, this could just be some temporary thing. So go out there, run by cart from these people, really nice guys, and they call my dad and say, hey, Matt's going to be really good. My dad said, what are you trying to sell me? That was his quote back. And they were like, no, I think he could run for Rookie of the Year next year. Like, he really picked up quick. He's doing good, whatever. And we not only got Rookie of the Year, but won the championship.
I do hear there's a four-legged friend in the house, a dog named Brian. Sounds to me like Brian lives a very special life.
Yeah, that spoiled dog. He owns our house, man. No, Brian's awesome. He's a rescue dog, so he was found under an abandoned house when we were lucky enough to get to adopt Brian, and we also donate monthly to our local animal rescue. So that's a big passion that Taylor and I have.
Matt, you and I speak on a pretty regular basis, and I get a feeling that faith's pretty important to you, isn't it?
Very, yeah. That's what life is about. Everything that's happened in my career and me meeting Taylor, all these thousands of things that had to line up perfect for me to be here. And if one was out of place, I wouldn't. That's well above me, and that is not a coincidence, and nobody can tell me otherwise. And so through this amazing journey, it has led me to have an amazing relationship with God.
For more on our interview with Matt DiBenedetto, make sure to go to Quaker State's YouTube channel for all 3 episodes with Larry Mack. All right, Alan, you've been previewing Atlanta on Fantasy Live all week long. So who are the usual suspects that may make it here to Victory Lane?
Look, there's at least one driver you want in your lineup, and his name is Kyle Larson, right? He's been lighting it on fire. He will likely be in Victory Lane here on Sunday. But that's how the game works. You only get 9 starts with Kyle Larson. Maybe you've used them all already. If that's what's already happened, think about the other Kyle, the Candyman, Kyle Busch. In terms of points scored at these mile-and-a-half tracks this year, he is doing awesome. Points, points, points. That's the name of the game when it comes to fantasy.
Wish you would have told me that earlier in the season. My Larson usages are almost up. Yeah, not good for me. Well, we do have to prepare for the unexpected because we've seen some unexpected winners so far this season. Who's the Hail Mary for Atlanta?
My Hail Mary, good value with the 3-car in Austin Dillon. We've seen him get it done before on these mile-and-a-half racetracks. He's got some checkered flags, but he also has a crew chief that can use some strategy, get him out front. If Austin Dillon gets out front, he can block his way to a win. He's so good at that. I think there's great value there.
I kind of have Kevin Harvick as my sleeper pick for Atlanta. Hard to believe, but with the season that the 4 is having, can he be a sleeper?
I see what you're saying. He can absolutely win here in Atlanta.
All right, well, you may have the 12 of Ryan Blaney, the reigning Atlanta winner, in your fantasy lineup, but he's looking for the sweep this season. I caught up with him earlier this week on how he could go back-to-back at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
To get the repeat done and sweep Atlanta, with one, it's cool we're going there twice a year. I think anyone you ask, they really like Atlanta, and it's a challenging racetrack. It's a little bit shorter race this weekend. You know, obviously we're trying to go back with the same setup we had there in the spring. It'll be a lot hotter this weekend, so you kind of have to adjust for that. But just, going back to a place we ran really good at in the spring, you just try to repeat that and try to have the same balance in your car and execute like we did. But I think this 12 group can do it. And like I said, going back to a really good place, trying to rebound from a rough Road America. So that'll be good to go back to a spot where we won at earlier this year and see if we can do the same thing.
Well, you mentioned it being in July. It is going to be a lot hotter than what we saw earlier in the season. How different will track conditions be now that it's later in the year?
Well, it'll be a lot different, for sure. Not only the track temp being hotter, air temp being hotter, your car's just naturally not going to have as much downforce, right, with the air being hotter and it being thinner. So you're going to just lose a lot of grip, on kind of both sides, on the track and the air temp side. So I think anyone who can, we always talk about going to these mile-and-a-half places and you're trying to balance downforce and drag and what works best at which place. And here in Atlanta, you're still lifting a pretty good bit. There's not really many laps you can run wide open around there until your tires start going away. So it'll be slick, but that usually makes for good racing.
An instrumental part of your team, I know Todd Gordon, your crew chief, announced his retiring after the 2021 season. You've played a little bit of a different role trying to look for that new crew chief in 2022. What's that been like?
Yeah, Todd and I talked about, his decision a couple months ago, and he was waiting for the right time to tell everybody and release it. He's been a part of the sport for a really long time. It's been a part of his life for a couple decades now. And, him wanting to spend time with his family and kids, I can't blame him. He's not leaving a team to go to another team. He's not abandoning ship on us. He's just trying to enjoy life after racing. So it's bittersweet because I've loved working with Todd over the last year and a half. I wish I could have more time with him. And I wish it was normal circumstances. We had 4 races together last year before COVID hit, and those were great 4 races. We had practice to really work on things and have great communication, and then you just try your best, when you unload at the racetrack and go out and race. And I feel like we've done a pretty decent job at that. It's just, I wish I had a little bit more of normal circumstances with Todd. But whoever's going to be, whatever we decide for next year, that's just a work in progress. But try to make Todd's, final season a really good one and make a run at the championship.
Absolutely. Well, good luck on Sunday. I know you're going after that sweep, and every kid in Atlanta is hoping that you get it so they get a checkered flag.
Yeah, we'll try to pick someone new. Hopefully we'll do it for them. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Good luck.
Good stuff from Ryan Blaney there. He starts 15th in today's Cup race. Two people we know who will be watching, Mark and Trish Leach, the Leach family. You know them from KYD. Keep your daydream. It's an awesome series. Make sure you check that out. Before we get too far, though, we got to explain the RV. Oh, yeah. Tell us where this came from.
Okay, this is a 1984 Bluebird Wonder Lodge. This is a classic RV, and last night we were out on the track making 3 laps, which was an absolute blast.
All right, I think the Cup cars will go a little faster, but we'll give you a little credit for getting up there on the banking. Yeah. For those that don't know, I mean, you guys travel the country in the RV with your family. You get to do so many cool things with your family. So much about NASCAR is also about family. How do these two things get together?
Oh, they come together perfect. You get to watch the race, and you get the beauty of your own things, your own coffee, your own snacks, your own mattress. It is wonderful.
Life can be tough. We were explaining before, though. Walmart, new program. They'll deliver right here to the campground. How good is that for a camper?
Well, you just pull up your app. You ask what you want. There's delivery points. You go pick it up. Then you don't even have to leave the race.
Makes life easy. What's not easy? Picking a winner today. I got to know what does KYD say will be the winner today?
All right, so our community is going for Chase Elliott. I know this is his hometown. I know he wants to win, and that is a great story for us. So we are all behind Chase for Sunday.
Good stuff. Agree?
Oh, 100%.
100% agree. Make sure you check out their series. Keep your daydream. That's good advice, Alex.
Good advice indeed, Alan. Well, pit road here at Atlanta is a little challenging, and lucky for us, we have Corey LaJoy and Ryan Flores that break it down on stacking pennies. Check it out.
All right, guys, we're back with a quick little segment of Pit Road Boats and Woes. And our good friend Ryan Flores is pitted right in front of me this weekend and did not seem like the 2-car had a very strong week on pit road. What happened?
Yeah, we had maybe our worst weekend ever. It was a rough week for everybody on pit road. I did not see any gas cans go down pit road. I didn't get to watch the Xfinity race, but I was surprised at that. And I am excited to be done with backwards pit stops for a couple weeks and go to Atlanta and New Hampshire. But Atlanta here is going to be a pit competition for sure.
We're only 3 more weeks removed from another backwards pit stop at Indy, right?
Yeah, Indy and Watkins Glen are almost back to back, I think. I'm not sure.
Dang, you're going to be the backwards pit champions.
Yesterday, if we have the backwards pit stop again, we'll probably be knocked out of the playoffs, let alone not be the champions. But yeah, focus forward, ready to go to Atlanta, and it's going to be a hot one down there in Georgia, and it's going to be tires wearing out and a lot of pit stops.
How many pit stops do you think we're going to go through on Sunday?
If it was the old package, what we used to run, you would pit. So you would split the segment a little bit more because your fall off would be even greater than it is now. With a little bit less motor and a little bit more downforce, you're less apt to, say, in a stage where you'd pit 3 times, maybe you'll just pit twice now. But been there, done 12 pit stops. I think we'll probably end up doing 8 this weekend, depending on how cautions fall. But yeah, I'd be prepared to do in the double digits though, depending on how many sets of tires we get.
All right, another great segment of Pit Road Boats and Woes. We're going down to Hotlanta this weekend. Tune in next week for some more woes.
For more with the whole Stacking Pennies gang featuring Corey, Ryan, Chuck, and Jonathan, make sure and tune in on NASCAR.com every Wednesday or wherever fine podcasts can be downloaded. Well, now we are getting closer and closer to the drop of the green flag. Alan Cavanna is back here with me in Victory Lane. Let's look through the starting grid because when they take the green flag, it's an interesting field shakeup.
It really is. Let's start toward the front. Kyle Larson, right, has to be the favorite today. He's actually starting 6th. This is a driver looking for redemption. Last time we were here in March, he led 269 of the 325 laps, but he didn't get the win. We know what he's done since then, though. 3 more wins, a near win in Pocono. He is the driver to look at, the driver to beat today. Let's go halfway through the field, about 21st position, say, because that's where Kevin Harvick starts. You don't expect the 4-car to be starting that far back, but we know this has not been the year for Kevin Harvick that we expected out of him. No wins so far on the season, but if his season is going to turn around, I know we say it every week, you would think it would happen at a track like Atlanta. He has 3 victories here at this track, but he's got some work to do, especially at the front. We'll move up just a little bit because one other driver I'm thinking about today is Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe is coming off tying a career best last week at Road America. What does that mean? He has his best starting position of his Cup career today here in Atlanta, and it's the first time he's coming back to a track for the second time. Put all of that together, I have some high expectations for the rookie in the 14 car today. He starts 11th. He doesn't often get track position at the beginning of a race, so I'm expecting good things out out of him. Let's see what the rookie can do.
A lot of high expectations in the field, and make sure and catch out the full lineup on NASCAR.com. You can see how the field will take the green flag coming up at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. But pre-race coverage, the Countdown to Green, will kick off on NBCSN at 3 p.m. Make sure and tune in. As always, a pleasure, Alan. Fans, enjoy race day from Atlanta Motor Speedway.